that good soil seed and assist.
All I do is I have a drop tube on each one of these nozzle bodies, and I try to put my starter fertilizer. It's on top, right off, maybe 2 inches to the side of the seed trench. Yeah, okay. I took most of them off. Here's one that's on yet. So going forward, maybe case planters generally don't need a seed firmer. If I was going to do some kind of pop-up, I would put a seed firmer on with pop-up fertilizer, but I'm always trying to keep my inputs down. We're not just trying to grow bushels, we're trying to grow the most bushels for the least amount of money. And this seems to be a pretty efficient way to do it. Yeah, so thanks, Ted. On this case planter, originally they would have had a disc. These discs are serrated and they're cupped in. The OEM ones were smooth and they're cupped out. So I think it gives a little more crumble in action for no-till.
Maybe reduces any sidewall compaction. Seems like a little bit better. It shatters that sidewall.
Yeah.
Does a nice job.
So yeah, it's not like I guess the main point of the demonstration again is you don't need a new expensive planter to do no-till. You can make a lot of different things work.
Yeah, and I'd like to explain. Several of us are farmers, and when we start to talk to farmers about planting green or no-till and those kinds of things, the first thing that usually comes up is that the farmer says, "I don't have a no-till planter," and that should not stop that farmer from trying it. You should encourage that farmer to, number one, look at the planter, talk about it. First thing is you got to have good down pressure. So down pressure on planters varies a lot. It can be really flimsy springs that don't provide much down pressure, or it can be very heavy duty mechanical springs that give you a lot of down pressure, or a pneumatic or a hydraulic system. So talk about the down pressure on that planter. Maybe that farmer's planter won't do the job because of down pressure. So start there. Next thing is talk about the row closing system. Nick picked out here, these furrow cruisers are a nice way to go. There's not a perfect set of row closers or closing systems for every soil and every condition, but this one is kind of nice in that you can go into no-till, does a pretty good job, and then if you were planting into work ground, it also does a good job. The most important things is every planter's got double disc openers. Take a look at what that planter's got existing. Are they sharp? Are they, near the original diameter? Or are they wore down? And are they not touching? Do they maybe don't have that point of contact? Well, that's going to set that farmer up for failure. But if he's got good, sharp double disc openers, good down pressure, and a decent way to close up that row, there's no excuse not to at least try no-till on that farm.
And then when in corn stalks or soybean stubble, the trash whippers really are an important thing. I know some people don't like them. I just found if I have a row where it's not set deep enough, I'll see that row, almost throughout the season. The worst thing about the trash whippers is when you get from a no-till field to a conventional field, they're gonna plow in. So that's probably the thing that takes me the longest when I'm going from a conventional tilled field to a no-till field is I gotta take the trash whippers off. I can't even pin them up high enough. Otherwise, all I do is I may make a down pressure adjustment. A lot of times they don't even have to. The no-till will plant the same as the conventional. We'll make the seed depth adjustment, the no-till, slightly shallower because we're starting with a nice level, consistent surface. Where a lot of times the conventional would have been a little cloddy or clumpy, so you set it another half inch deeper than maybe you had to. Shoot for a little under